back, everybody, to episode 37, 38, 39. I don't know anymore because we've been slacking. But we're excited to be back today. Life has been crazy.
It's actually like our 1 year anniversary, just FYI. On our Salty Blowie Instagram, it said post or see what your post was a year ago, and then I saw my Facebook memory too. It also said, "Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Now we can."
On my Facebook story, it also said that, or on my Facebook time hop, whatever it's called, it also said like your memories from a year ago, and it was me posting that we were up and running and we were on like our 3rd episode.
Are you kidding?
So it's been a year and we haven't done much of anything.
No,
It kind of makes me mad. Like I'm like a whole year and we didn't really grow much at all.
We're about 11, 12 episodes short of doing it every week for the year. So,
I mean, we've had fun with it, but
Yeah.
we haven't really focused on growth like we say every single episode we're going to.
No, and so, but because we have had a few weeks off, and not by choice, just we don't want to get ready today, or just laziness. It is fun to be back and doing this. So I think 2021, and it's funny how everyone's like, January 1st is going to be a new year. Like everything's going to keep.
It's going to be the
everything's
same,
gonna be the
basically,
same,
guys.
So, but hopefully in 2021 we will have a different approach to this, and like James said, we say this every time, but yeah. So I know you got some news on your front of some clothes.
You're really going to open the floor up to me to ramble?
Yeah, you mean people already know what you were doing before, but now that you are back at it, you don't have to ramble for 20 minutes.
Oh, well, somebody stop me. That's from the
Ace Ventura, right?
Or is it The Mask?
Yes, The Mask.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Pull the cane out when you need to get me to shut up. So trying to think of how I can keep it brief. So I don't even know what I shared with you before. I shared my Salty Mama Threads clothing line that I brought into my tanning studio, which was my own, and absolutely love it. But it definitely was more work than I anticipated, especially with my tanning business starting to pick up in the last couple of months. So basically what happened was my rack that I have at the tanning studio is there. It's got clothes on it, and it is specific clothes for when my clients forget their stuff and need something to put on really quick, but there's no time for them to run over to the store to go buy something or run all the way home to bring something to wear, because you need to have loose stuff for after your spray tan. I have these clothes available. My Salty Mama Threads is available to my clients. But I wanted to grow. Like, I have this vision of what I want my future boutique to look like, and I'm not there yet. I always, like I said, always take everything like a learning experience. This was a learning experience, kind of a brutal one, because I get frustrated. I don't like to have to like backtrack what I'm doing, but ultimately I went into this with thinking, oh, this is going to be good. But what happened was the growth on my online sales, like in my Facebook group, on my Instagram, was way bigger than I expected. And so trying to keep up with the demand of that, but also having a rack available with product or with clothing at the tanning studio was kind of running into each other. Like, I was having a hard time managing, okay, I need to make sure there's clothes on the rack, but I just sold out of everything that I just got to my people that are following me on social media.
It's a perfect example of whenever you hear the term, people growing too fast, or businesses.
Right.
That's a perfect example of it. Making sure that you have the infrastructure in place
Yes.
to grow fast enough.
Yeah. So it was super exciting, but it's a lot more work, because then I'm also taking care of shipping these items to people that live out of state, because I do have a lot of out of town, out of area, out of state people that follow me, and then tracking inventory. Like, okay, well, now I'm learning. I just sold all of my smalls and mediums, so now I have this abundance of larges, that I need to move as well, but I don't want to buy more new stuff for the rack until I get rid of some of this stuff, so I definitely, like I said, I mean, it was kind of funny because I've been in retail so much. Like, what my love for retail started when my first retail job was like at Ross in downtown San Luis Obispo, and I loved it. It was weird as that place is. And then managing styles for less. I started as an associate and ended up managing the store for years, and that's where my passion for retail really grew. And so I've always wanted to do this, but I realize now I need to wait until I have the place for a storefront where I can actually have more than one rack, but on top of that, where I can run a store like with a normal business hours, like, a 9 to 5 type of shop where people can come shop at all hours. Because trying to schedule shopping times, pickup times, when can you come try on, that kind of stuff with my tanning business hours, which are very much by appointment only, it just was a lot of work, and it was taking away from my vision and my, ultimate goal of what I want. And so what I decided to do in the meantime was I was really missing my spot as a stylist at Closet Candy. But prior to my Salty Mama Threads, I was a stylist for Closet Candy, which I know you guys probably were aware of if you follow me. But because I have my own clothing, I cannot do both, just because conflict of interest. It's in our contract as a stylist. You cannot do that. Luckily, though, the company being awesome, they said, if you ever want to come back, just shoot us an email. So I did do that. I said, I want to come back. Lesson learned. And so to sum that all up, I did join Closet Candy again. And so basically my rack with Salty Mama Threads, I cannot promote, I cannot, advertise it. But actually I'm finding that I should have just stuck with my original plan all along and kept the rack for my clients that come tanning, because they are loving it. They definitely are taking advantage of that rack that's being there. And then I'm able to focus back on my Closet Candy business, which has been fun. I just signed up 2 new stylists today, so I'm super excited about that, because unfortunately since I left and came back that month, I did lose my rank and status where I was at when I left, which was sad because I was doing very, very well. But yeah, so if you want more info on that, on joining me as a stylist, holler at me, let me know, because the program is going to change in January. There's only less than 500 spots left for a new stylist this year. Once those are gone, that's it. They're shutting down signing up, and you have to wait until the new program launches next year. And I can tell you right now, it's a little cheaper right now to sign up before they launch the new program. And I won't go into detail. That's going to be something I'll do live with you guys on my own stuff. But that's what's going on. It's kind of, it's good and bad. It's not bad. There's nothing bad about it. Like I said, it was a learning experience. I'm just not quite where I want to be yet, but I am not giving up on my bigger goals. If anything, now I'm even more motivated to get where I want to be in the future.
When you're ready to jump back into your bigger goal, now you have a foundation at your hand where you kind of know what to do and what not to do, which is nice. So
right, definitely, and I'm really excited, to be back as a stylist, just because, not just because I love the clothes, I love sharing the clothes with you, I love helping you guys shop, I love, it's just as rewarding as like my tanning business, seeing you guys wearing your new clothes and like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this, I'm so glad you suggested this, all that stuff is super exciting. But the financial aspect of it as well, I don't usually discuss the financial part of it, but I will say during the pandemic when we were shut down, my tanning business was shut down financially. It's not like a direct sales business. I can't stress that enough. A lot of people are concerned, like, oh, I don't want to join, I don't want to, I don't do direct sales. It's not direct sales. It's an affiliate plus program. I sponsor stylists if you want to, but ultimately a stylist can reach the top of the comp plan completely by themselves. If you want to be a one-man show and hustle and sell on your own and not worry about a team, go for it. You can get there. It's going to take some extra work on your own selling, but it is possible. You don't have to worry about promoting team members below you. You don't have to push them like, hey guys, message so-and-so and try and see if they're ready to sign up yet. You don't have to worry about any of that. You are like just sharing and making commission. And ultimately during that time, I was able to cover our house rent with my commission and bonuses on my own. And on top of that, get some like my bougie wants and needs taken care of and save. So but yeah, so that's, to sum it up, that's what's going on my end. And yeah, it's been good. No complaints. The only complaint I have is having to start over. But I went into this with a new mindset because I do not like to lose my rank. And the fact that I have to work and get back to where I was and then surpass that, I plan to do that quickly. So that's what's going on.
all right. Well, 18 minutes instead of 20. That was good.
Oh, how
Perfect.
many did I lose of you already?
So, yes, on that front, how are all of your guys' fitness and diet plans going? Because I know the last 2 weeks, ours have been so inconsistent, and Jamie and I are unfortunately back on the Starbucks train. Last week, we both said, all right, let's get our last one Friday or whatever. And then the next day she's like, it's buy one, get one. And then,
I know, damn it, Starbucks.
all right, sweet. And then the next day she's all, it's double stars. I'm like, God damn it. And then
True
it's
story.
and then it's Sunday. We're watching football day. Okay, it's Sunday. We need our coffee.
Yeah,
So-
which is tomorrow, and we get up. He does his, he's gonna do an early grocery store run because of the Thanksgiving week. I will get up, and I already started my cleaning today because I don't want to have to do all tomorrow. And then he'll come home with Starbucks, and I'll shower and put on my comfy clothes and lounge around and do work at home while he watches football. And you have to have Starbucks.
Yes, and tomorrow night, we usually do pizza for the whole family on Sundays, but tomorrow night,
that's right.
the Raiders play the Chiefs for the nighttime game, and I'm going to make a nacho bar for the house. So I am excited for all of those extra calories too. But, it's so hard to just find the motivation, and it's such a shitty excuse. But, for those of you that don't know that aren't in the area, most of California, our counties just put down a curfew.
Well, we're back in the purple tier as of last week, which is the worst tier you could be in. So on the plus side, did not shut down personal services, so I am not shut down again. So not that I was probably going to shut down anyway. I mean, the last time we shut down, I did not shut down. We just all went really on the DL, low-key, avoided the Karens that were going to call the NARC hotline on us and tell us to shut down. But yeah, so we are back in the purple tier, which is awful for our area. Like our restaurants are back outside. You're probably getting to the gyms are closed.
Yep. Yes. That's where I was
it's just
going.
a nightmare. So it sucks. There's going to be a lot of businesses that are not going to survive this.
Yeah. So we've just been all over the place with our food. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but I'm sure everybody right now, especially with the holidays, it's just hard to be consistent. And there's an opportunity for you to say, that's bullshit. You can make your meals at home. You can do it, and just save for there's people that, meal prep during the holidays, which are insane, and they don't touch a goddamn thing or a side dish. So before we get into some of the Thanksgiving talk, last night we were watching TV, or I should say I was watching TV, and this ended up happening to me. And I did my own video, but Jamie got a point of view from hers, and it's much better, and she made this for TikTok, and this is what ended up happening.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the motherfucker in the house bored and I'm bored in the motherfucker in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house bored. I'm bored in the motherfucker in the house bored.
So I became a ring toss station for
the man
Jamie
bun
Cruz.
toss.
The man bun toss.
Man bun toss.
And everybody, all of Jamie's girlfriends, thinks it's fucking hilarious.
I know. I posted it in my private Facebook group too.
Oh my god!
I said, and because a lot of people don't know me personally, they've been added by other friends, and so that group is pretty big. But I posted it, because I want people to get to know me on a personal level too. I'm like, this is what we do on a Friday night. My youngest son and I.
So if you don't know that stupid song that was playing is a popular song for funny videos like that on TikTok, and she picked, it was perfect. It could not have been more of a perfect song for that little clip. So
it's funny though, because I posted on my TikTok and I'm like, come on, go viral. But unfortunately, although I have a largish TikTok following, it's all creepy dudes.
Yeah,
it's not even like
funny.
People that they're probably like scrolling past it because they're like, that's not a chick,
yes.
Trying on clothes,
exactly.
So just a man bun with a stick out of his head.
Yes.
But yeah, so I figure I'll post it on Facebook because I know our friends will get a kick out of it.
I know the one video of me in your feed is me being used as a ring toss station. So,
I know.
Anyways, I thought that was funny. If you haven't, if it was hard to see here, I'll post it. We'll post it on the Salty Blowie page as well. But that was pretty funny. The way she edited it made it even that much more fun. So as we move on, I wanted to talk. Jamie, she'll probably get through hers quick because the way she eats. but let's talk about Thanksgiving foods. We usually do the traditional stuff at Thanksgiving, the turkey, the stuffing, mashed potatoes, and all that. And I know it's becoming real popular to add different new side dishes and change it up a little bit. And I know there are, I think in the South, like mac and cheese is at every Thanksgiving. Like Christmas, big mac and cheese dishes. It's just something that I've never really seen at Thanksgiving. So I am going to do a poll on our Salty Blowie Instagram. What is the most untraditional dish that you make at Thanksgiving or that you have that you do every year? But for us, we're going to talk about our favorites, and I'll let you get started with yours, babe.
Mine's easy. Mashed potatoes and gravy. And like I could just fill my plate up with that. Like I'd be completely content with that. And cranberry sauce, but not your like chunky cranberry sauce. I like the stuff in the can that's shaped like the can that you have to like shake it out of the can.
Still has the can markings on
the... You slice it, whatever. So that is my favorite. Like I can eat a whole can by myself, and I pretty much do because not everybody usually eats that. So those are my favorites. Like that is what I look forward to. But I mean, if we'll go out to dinner, if there's a plate with mashed potatoes and gravy, I will get that.
Yeah.
Or like that's why I was sad that our KFC closed, because some days I just wanted mashed potatoes and gravy. So
my favorite is the stuffing.
And that's my least favorite.
I know.
That is like I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
My favorite of the stuffing though is either that night or the next day after it's been in the fridge, is eating it cold. Just picking
do you put it on a sandwich? Like, do you make sandwiches with it?
I never have.
A lot of people do. They just slap it on the bread with turkey.
Mr. Pickles has the Mr. T, like the Thanksgiving sandwich where they put turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce.
I don't want to call it sandwiches though either.
But cold stuffing is by far my obviously mashed. I don't know who doesn't like mashed potatoes. I love taking the Hawaiian rolls and putting mashed potato and gravy on it.
Ooh, Hawaiian rolls are good too. We get those year round though.
Yeah, I know the Hawaiian rolls are a bomb. My mom actually the last few years she makes a Brussels sprout casserole that is like a cream cheese cheddar cheese mixture, and she puts chopped bacon in it and then a little bit of red pepper flakes to give it a little kick. And it has become one of my favorite side dishes at Thanksgiving. So and turkey, what's funny is that as a kid I hated meat on the bone and I hated dark meat. Now at Thanksgiving I'm looking for that moist dark meat. It's like it's so much better. I know I use the word moist and dark meat in the same sentence.
Ew.
So I have to say that stuffing and then mashed
moist
potatoes,
dark
it's
meat,
easy.
Huh?
Yeah, I have
favorite?
to say so. And then turkey sandwiches the next day. All you need is some good white bread, turkey, and mustard.
What is your least favorite?
I can't say.
You like everything?
No, but if I say my least favorite, means I kind of like it, but I'll hurt the person's feelings that makes it
No, you
at
won't.
Thanksgiving. Because it's the only thing she makes.
Something Aunt Laura makes?
Oh my God!
It's a green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't hurt Aunt Laura's feelings. She doesn't care.
No, when she means least favorite, like I like it, I always put it on my plate, but I'm not going back for seconds on that.
I'll even because I don't like canned green beans, but I like those crisp kinds.
Onions.
So I'll eat a couple. Like, it's not my favorite either. I don't like green beans, but that I'll snack on that.
Yeah, I'd have to say that. So. Appetizers were all the little pickles and olives. Those are usually all gone by the time
we have that every time
dinner comes around. You and Alex.
Oh my God, the little pickles.
With their little pickles.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move into dessert. By the time, if you have enough room for dessert, and would you consider the pistachio salad and all that? Because sometimes
the fluff.
Yeah, sometimes people eat that like with.
Well, your family always puts it up with their meal, but I usually
consider it a dessert.
Use it at the end. Sometimes end of my food, but before actual dessert stuff gets pulled out.
Like a break. Yeah.
Somebody making that this year?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I like to bring that pistachio fluff stuff home.
If you do, you probably do know what the pistachio fluff is, but Mom makes an orange fluff too, which is outstanding. And one year she was trying to be healthy and made it with fucking cottage cheese, and it was the stupidest thing in the world.
And he noticed it. I thought it was fine, but he was just like
so
making faces. It tastes different.
And I like cottage cheese, but
God damn it, Scott! I put cottage cheese in it. Like, he wasn't gonna let it go. Like, she probably tried to disguise it to make it a healthier version, and then he was throwing a fit that it tasted different and it was weird. And then she's like, damn it. Scotty.
Yeah, and before we get into your favorite desserts, I might have told this before, but since it's been a year since we've been doing this, but one year at Christmas, my aunt will normally pick up desserts and bring them. She normally doesn't make them, and so one year it was Christmas, and I love lemon bars, and you like lemon stuff too, huh? Lemon bars are delicious, and I was in the kitchen, and I kind of like backed myself into the corner because I figured like Mom or Graham or one of them made it, and I looked at my aunt, and I was like, "Don't eat the lemon bars," and she's like, "Hey, you little asshole, I made those," you know. She never baked stuff like that on her own, and so I figured I was in the clear telling her, you know, that the lemon bars were shit. And
they were
come
hers.
to find out they were hers. So I just
Poor
quit.
Laura.
I just quit telling people that.
At least she attempted. I don't even
food
bring
was
anything.
So, yeah. What's your favorite dessert Thanksgiving? And it's probably hard to choose because there's not that many different ones.
I don't know, and I'm not a big dessert person when it comes to it. I mean, I like ice cream at home at night. I like popcorn, but I'm not a big like dessert person, which is funny. But when all the desserts get brought out, I guess if it were, you know, debating what's out there, sometimes his mom does bring some random stuff that she makes, and they're always delicious. But I would probably say, if it's available, I really like cherry pie.
Yeah.
And if apple pie is an option, as long as it's like the crumbly Dutch crust kind with the crumbly top.
Streusel.
Yeah, I like that. I always will have like a small piece of pumpkin just as it's traditional. And I do like pumpkin cheesecake if it's there.
Ooh, yeah.
So I don't have like a favorite where I'm like, oh, I can't wait. It's more of like, I will try it all. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's all good. It's just nothing stands out to me as like a favorite. But if you are familiar with the pistachio fluff stuff, I love that stuff. You know, we'll
bring it home whenever's left if nobody
fight over it because it is good. But
and we'll have big bowls of it too, not just like a little cup.
Yeah.
We'll fucking fill it up.
Yep.
I'm the same as Jamie, where I'll taste a little bit of everything. I don't have one particular one that I look forward to. The last couple years, I think my mom has made pumpkin cheesecake bars, and those have been really good. Graham used to make chocolate cream and banana cream pies, but that was a while ago. Those were always good. Jamie doesn't like banana stuff. Same, I'll do pumpkin, but this year my mom, if you're not familiar with dessert, it's called Oreo. I think it's called Oreo Dream Cake, but it's not cake. It's like a whipped cream chocolate filling dessert. It's really, really thick, like a mousse. And this year she's doing a lemon version of it with golden Oreos as the crust, and I'm looking forward to trying that one.
It looked really good.
That's
Showed
a little
us a picture
different,
of it.
so that one looks
good.
good. But same with Jamie. Desserts, I just, you know, I usually get a little bit of everything and try not to throw up. So
I am really curious how the audio is going to be on this recording today. I feel like it's been very low the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm used to when you talk it going,
yeah,
but today it's been pretty like steady.
Yeah, luckily in post I can turn up the volume on this track, so I can move it up.
If
so
it's low.
As long as I keep the gain down, it won't have like a disruptive type thing when we get louder. So yeah, I don't know why that is too. I might have to, next time we do this, spend a day testing it out and seeing why that, because your mic is turned all the way up and mine is like 3/4 of the way turned up. So yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
But yeah, so let us know what your guys' favorite Thanksgiving foods and desserts are. And like I said, I'll do that poll with the most untraditional one that we do, or that you might do at Thanksgiving. So yeah, let's get into. I only have a couple, and they're really short Thanksgiving memes. They're more cute than anything. But you only like me for my breasts. It's just a big turkey. And then this one, I'll do that after. This one's a couple turkeys huddled around like in a group, and it says, "Something's up. The farmer just unfriended me on Facebook." That one is like a dad joke, you know, completely. This one, I think, fits everybody, especially us right now with our diets. Don't forget to set your scales back 10 pounds this week.
Oh, yeah. I see that every year around this time start getting posted.
Yeah.
Just don't get on it at all.
Oh, my gosh. And
I know I'm thinking of doing after Thanksgiving, a 21-day fix, like healthy eating for 21 days. So that will put me after Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. So I'm but I haven't looked too much into like the plan yet to see if it's something that is doable, because you know me well enough to know I always get into these things, and I last, I probably lasted the closest last time for the 30-day one. I did pretty good with that. It was pretty hardcore. And I still feel pretty good, actually. I don't feel like I've put on a ton, but I feel a little puffy lately with all the Starbucks. I know it's the Starbucks. But yeah, so I figured, I was like, hey, well, this one could go after Thanksgiving, but it'll be done before Christmas. 21 days. We'll see.
If you do that, I'll be down to do it with you, because it's always easier if we're doing something together.
Yes, we are each other's worst support system.
Yes.
Best and worst.
Yeah. If I'm on the home and she'll be like, you need anything at the gas station? I'll be like, I can probably find something, and then it's an easy yes, or something like that. Our minds are too much alike in that sense, where we'll just say no to anything healthy at the
Well, you don't have to say anything. I can just look at him and be like,
yeah.
What's for dinner? Basically, like, wink, wink, when we both know there's food here for us. But, then it's like, I don't know. What do you want? It's really bad. But when we're both on it, like when I was doing really good for those 30 days and determined, he did really well too, because he saw, well, she's on a roll. We're just going to do this, and then it only takes one of us to fall off. And wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. So I'd be down for that, especially with the gyms closed and not feeling any muscle at all in my body. It'd be nice to at least de-bloat.
With the plan that it is, if anything, if he's on board, could make my life easier, because then he could prep for both of us.
Damn it. So, yes, looking forward to yummy food that lasts the whole week. Thanksgiving is not just one day. It lasts a while. So, and then, once you are done eating, when all your leftovers are eating, you're like, I don't want to cook. So then it turns into takeout, because you're in that mood of like, we just did all this cooking for Thanksgiving. Let's just eat let's take out. It's so much easier and convenient. So,
do you remember that place, Caro's?
Oh my gosh!
Did you used to go there? I just remember they had a turkey meal that I loved there. It was turkey mashed potatoes with cranberry and everything.
Man,
I still loved getting that.
Yeah, Caro's was awesome.
I used to go there a lot. God, did we? It was still open when we were together in the beginning, huh? Because I swear.
I don't. But it was a different name. It was a different restaurant. Yes. Yep.
I just feel like we went as like your whole. I feel like I can visualize being there with Cruz and your whole family, or am I wrong?
Never there.
No.
Because I don't even think I went once when it was Coco's.
Oh, for real? I can't remember going as Coco, so maybe not.
Yes. So Thanksgiving. And
now it's gone into the habit.
I know. Oh gosh, the habit. So let us know your guys' Thanksgiving traditions and thoughts. And it's really funny, because Thanksgiving, with this cancel culture that's going on nowadays, you see people, trying to cancel Thanksgiving because of, all the stuff that happened with, the Pilgrims and Indians and everything coming back. And I was listening to a good podcast the other day about the Thanksgiving history, and it was a podcast called The Thinking Atheist. And, I won't delve into this too deep as we're going to try and finish up here and get the quote out of the way, but there's nothing wrong with understanding our history. You really should look back and know the facts. And if it's taught wrong, if they're trying to paint it so it's pretty, you should know some of the nasty stuff that our history has done. But at the same time, this cancel culture that's going around of wanting people to feel white guilt, to feel guilty for what has happened in the past, maybe of what, the founders coming over to this country did to the Indians. You can look at any point in history, and humans have treated humans horribly, no matter what the race. White people have treated white people horribly. You look at any of the Viking Age, the Roman Age, European wars, the Middle Eastern conflict that's still going down with religion. People of the same race are at each other's throats. I heard one person say, how would you feel, if you were a Native American, how would you feel if someone came to your land and said, we're going to take this over, and here's a little piece for you. You can have it now, and this is ours. That was, if you look at the history of Native American tribes fighting each other, it was going on before, different races came. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't understand the bad stuff that we've done in our history, but to try and make people today feel bad for stuff that went on in the past, I just don't get it. We should all be educated on the bad stuff that's happened, but Thanksgiving, it really is, we need to be thankful for what we do have and understand our history at the same time. So I just wanted to touch on that. It's a great podcast if you want to check it out, and they do a good job of just giving you the facts and not making you feel like, oh, this happened, you should feel horrible, and your history, I just wanted to touch on that, and hopefully Thanksgiving we can all get together, especially in these crazy times, and maybe you won't get together because of of COVID. But either way, just be thankful for what you do have right now. It could be much, much worse. So, yeah, I'm done on that. I wanted to go ahead. What were we gonna
I
say?
was just gonna say, welcome to Scott Talks.
Scott Talks. Yeah. My quote is by Emmanuel Acho. I don't know if you're going to be sick of this dude's face because
I was just gonna say,
I've been watching him.
I've seen his face for the last 2 days, all day long.
And you know what's
But I want the stuff I catch, bits and pieces. I do enjoy. You know, I had a couple things I was kind of like questioning today, but I really do enjoy.
So Emmanuel Acho is a former NFL football player. He played at the University of Texas. The guy, I could listen to him talk for hours. He has a book and a series on YouTube called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And the dude is just, he's so eloquent with his words. And he hits you with stuff. And the conversations he really does have just open your mind. And they're conversations that need to be had, but it's people listening to each other. And that's what we need to do more is listen. But this quote, I found by his, it's and Jamie will attest to this quote because she loves to read. But bookstores are like a passport to adventure. They're like arriving at the airport without a ticket, and whatever book you pick up, that's where you're headed. And I found that fitting. I need a new book to read. I know Jamie, she's been reading a lot lately, and I just really love this quote. How do you feel about it? I'm sure you feel you really get into your books.
It's good because I don't read like deep books. I read books more for humor and I guess to a degree kind of romance. Not like lusty romance unless you talk about the Twilight series, which yes I love. But I do I have books with certain characters that make me laugh out loud, and I'm like I can visualize them so well. I'm with these people. I'm in London, wherever they're living, and
what's your shopaholic book? What's her name that does those?
Becky Bloomwood.
Oh, who's the Sophie?
Sophie Kinsella.
What's that? Is that different? Well, I know it's different, but
she's the author. So it's
okay. So
London-based.
what does she write then?
So she writes all my shopaholic books.
Oh.
She wrote the book I'm reading right now, which is not shopaholic, but it's her writing. But
okay. Who was the character? There's a character you just
Becky
mentioned.
Bloomwood is a character in the shopaholic
okay.
books.
Okay.
Or actually, they made that movie with Isla Vista.
Yes. Yeah. Isla Fisher. Yeah.
Vista's not in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Where she was the main character, but yeah. So.
And I can always tell that you enjoy those because they take you there. You feel like you're in it. So I just.
Well, that's even like the Audible.
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't like listening to books. I prefer to have the actual book in hand. I've never owned a Kindle or anything because I am really all about the book in my hands. I love it. But I can't read autobiographies, right? That's when it's about their life. But I really, really wanted to listen to or read the whole Jessica Simpson books. I kept seeing really good reviews on it. So I was like, you know what? She's the narrator on the Audible thing for it. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to it whenever I'm just going to give it a go. And I love it. I love the passion in her voice and the emotion in her voice and her sharing so much because I've been a fan of hers forever. As cheesy as her music is and everything about it, I've always loved her. And so getting to a glimpse into her real life has been really, really cool. So even though I'm not reading it, but I'm listening to it, I definitely can visualize, it's very descriptive and hearing her voice explaining and everything. So yeah, anyway.
That's why I want to get, I want to try it too because Matthew McConaughey's new book, Green Lights, that just came out, he did the narration for that as well.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily an autobiography, but more of a motivational, kind of like a Gary Vee or David Goggins type stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about his life, but him.
Well, I think that's what's cool about the Jessica Simpson one too, is because she's been so body shamed all her life. So it's talking about her struggles and kind of basically a lot of women empowerment and loving yourself, which I'm a huge advocate for. So I think that's why I can relate to it as well. But yeah, but books in general. Speaking of which, I found another one that I hadn't read yet while I was putting in my Target order. It's $7 Target, and I'm almost done with my last book. So I was like, I might as well get this while I'm at it.
Nice.
It's older though. It's an older book. It's by what's her face that did all the Twilight books?
Oh, J.K. Rowling?
No, that's Stephanie Myers. J.K. Rowling is Harry Potter, isn't it?
Yeah. What'd you just say?
The Twilight.
Oh, I don't know why I heard Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So it's her, but it's it's this, the roles are reversed. So a boy moves into town and meets a female vampire. So I'm curious to read that one. I guess it's a few years older. I want to say I borrowed it from somebody, but never read it. So then I think I lent it over to Corey. I think, but I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to give that one a go because I'm almost done with my book now. So.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I know we are rambling.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are looking for something to watch on Netflix or anything, it's kind of it's not that cheesy actually, but it's called Holiday Home Makeover. It's only 4 episodes, and the guy, Mr. Christmas, he goes and helps these people get ready for the holidays. And the second episode is about him renovating a fire station for Christmas. And the guy that wrote into him to ask if he could do it, his grandfather was a police chief there. It takes place in West Isla in Long Island. His dad was the fire chief, and then he is now so he's a third-generation firefighter at this police department. And his father passed away. Fire department. What'd I say?
Police.
Oh, Jesus. So his dad passed away, the fire chief, 3 months in August, and so for Christmas, his dad was like Mr. Christmas of the town. The whole community came out to the fire station for Christmas, and they really went all out. Well, the son has no decorating genes in him, and so it's really fun show. There's only 4 episodes.
It was a really emotional episode, though. I mean,
the mom was there at the
off
end.
and on. You know, some of them I got more into than others. You know, he's more into the whole decorating thing than I am, but this story in general, like, was definitely touching for sure. Yeah,
because we all know how hard and different the holidays are and because it was so fresh in their mind, it was really touching at the end to see the whole community and especially the mom who'd been having a really hard time with it. So I'm pretty sure it's called Holiday Home Renovation or Holiday Home Makeover. Holiday Home Makeover, I think, is what it is. That's a really fun one to just get through real quick. So.
And if you need another suggestion for a TV show, I have a good one.
Oh, I meant to talk about that. So, yeah, go ahead.
I am late to the game. Like, I did not have any desire to watch this show. But Schitt's Creek, OMG. It is right up there with my love for Friends and Shameless. I don't know how fast I binge watched all 6 seasons, but I think it was like a week, and I'm already into the second round of watching them all again.
And you're already in like season 5 or something.
Oh my god, it's so good. Like I never paid attention to all the hype about it. Like I always, just kept scrolling, never paid attention, I didn't even know what it was about, to be honest. Like I never even paid attention to like what is the show even about. But I really needed something to watch one day. He was at work, just cruising. I was like, I need something new to watch. It showed up on my scrolling on Netflix, and I was like, I'll just give it a go. First episode in, I was sucked in. I was like, oh, these are my people. I love this show. David is my spirit animal, and the rest is history. So, like, yeah, if you have not watched it, do it. I mean, I know I've had a couple of you reach out and be like, oh my gosh, I only made it through like a half of the first episode and I don't love it, which is shocking. I'm like, what? How? Like, the first episode sucked me in, but give it a go. Like, the humor is hilarious. Like, I just love these people so much. Every character I absolutely love.
And so for me, I'll touch on it without touching on it because I didn't watch it. I don't watch it with her. It's on and I'll be doing something. I'm just not a fan of sitcom stuff. I never liked Friends. I never liked Seinfeld. I never liked The Big Bang Theory. It's just hard for me to get into those. And
You watched The Office a little bit.
I watched The Office a little bit.
But it's that weird dry humor like we both have, but
very
him more
different.
so.
And now the one thing I'll say about Schitt's Creek is I appreciate it for the art that went into it, because once we started watching some behind the scenes or me just putting something on for it, the fact that Eugene and Daniel could quit after 6 seasons, you don't find that too often in TV anymore. People, they want to stretch it out and get what they can. He had the wherewithal to be like, let's not ruin this legacy and we want everybody to appreciate the episodes that we put out. And I can appreciate that as a writer to the full extent. I mean, that's really hard to. You can look at any of the shows. I would say that Shameless has maybe 1 or 2 seasons that don't have to be in there. It's still a good show. I would say that Dexter had 1 or 2 seasons that maybe didn't need to be.
And it's only that maybe there's a couple episodes within that season that are good, but there's a lot of filler.
Yes.
There's a lot of filler, like where the writers were kind of stumped. Like, well, that's my impression.
Yeah.
And so let's just throw this in there, something so stupid that might not even be related to the whole, point of the whole season. Where Shameless, like he said, like, well, one, when he played the behind the scenes thing when I was done with the season, the all 6 seasons the first time, I completely just got sucked into that. It made me emotional. They did their last table reading together and they showed it. That's when I learned that it was a father and son, that I had no idea that they were father and son, and that the sister was also involved, and the closeness of them, like they genuinely became a family, the ones that weren't blood related. And I agree, like, even though I'm like, why would you stop, like, you guys, this, you could keep going with this, but I get it, like, there was no stupid episodes, there was no like dumb, like, wow, this is so dumb, like the storyline were always good. Like I didn't even notice I was at the end of the final season when I was over. I was like, oh my gosh, I just went through all of those so fast, and they ran into each other, and they were all so good as they kept running into each other. So yeah, I totally get where he's coming from, and just yeah.
It's like The Walking Dead should have ended after season 4.
It's still going, I think.
Season 4 was like, if you stopped it at season 4, that it could go down as one of the best in TV history. But now it's like, when they started bringing in all this stupid bullshit, it's like, okay, we didn't even continue to watch, because it was like, this is getting so bad.
Yeah, zombies were almost like living among them as their neighbors, basically, and it was just all these weird storylines.
Yeah, and another one, like she talked about the table read. I never wanted to jump on the Game of Thrones train. To me, it just seemed confusing. It wasn't really my thing. And then I watched a HBO documentary on it. I know it's weird for me to watch that without even watching the show. And when I saw the last table read, and this isn't a spoiler because it's fucking been done for a couple years now, but when I saw the table read and all of them are reading the final script at the same time, nobody knows what's happening. And when they get to the point of seeing the characters that were going to die in the show, they all were crying because they realized, oh my God, this is finally coming to an end. Like, I'm going to film my last episode with Khaleesi here because so-and-so is going to die. And I was like, to see the family, to see the kids grow up over 10 years filming this show, I was like, all right, I got to watch this. And, I went and binge watched the whole thing, and it was great. But I think I only appreciate it more because I watched those behind the scenes thing. And so even though I don't watch Schitt's Creek with Jamie, I appreciate it for the way that they attack it and the way that they have produced it. So
excellent.
Yeah. So on that note, I don't think we have anything else. I know that you got some coming up in half an hour.
Oh yeah, I have my first virtual wedding guest. I get to tune in on. One of my clients/friends is getting married today, and although they are having a traditional small wedding, they also extended the invites to friends virtually. So I will be tuning in on that. Not like a Zoom meeting. They full on paid for someone to like have this virtual setup. They'll have on mics and there's cameras set up and everything, so it'll actually be like
cool.
A real thing.
Yeah, that'll be cool to look at and see. It's definitely different. So, but other than that, we hope you guys will not be here next week. Thanksgiving, we're just going to enjoy the time off. I have to work the next day after Thanksgiving, which is a horrible idea. But we hope you all enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. The traffic today is already insane. It's a madhouse. And enjoy the time with your friends and family no matter what you're doing. And we love you guys, and we had fun being back today. So if you're not already, go subscribe on YouTube and then follow us on Salty Blowie Instagram. And that's all I got. You got anything?
Nope. Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day, guys. Love you. Bye.